Hey guys, welcome to Casual Corner Chats. I'm Luke.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Sam.
And as you guys can see today, we are missing Vu, but don't worry. He will be back in the next ep, so don't miss him too much, okay? We are still awesome without him. But today, you guys, we'll be talking about self-care, okay? So you guys, how would you guys describe self-care? Sam?
I would describe it as taking care of oneself through either physical, like physical health, emotional, or mental health.
Sounds about right.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I don't have much to add on. Yeah.
Fair enough. I also agree. Like, as with self-care, like you said about mental and physical. Personally, I do feel that is a bit hard sometimes, especially we're in that peak age where we're going into, I'm not gonna say full adulthood, but we're picking up all the important roles in our life, and we're trying to cater for everyone.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Balance
it's a bit hard.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I know, like saying that from someone that's living at home,
Yeah.
it's a bit different for people like Vu who's living with, like,
His
on his
partner.
own, and his
Yeah.
partner, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit different, and I can't say much for him. But yeah, like these days, self-care is important, yeah. And we all should strive to do better.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we should always put it in the forefront in our minds to think about like ourself, and I think specifically like our physical health is definitely an important one, because I think we would be able to get, I guess, away with things when we were younger. But obviously as we age, there's, more things that we should think about, like taking vitamins and, stuff like that. And then emotional and mental health is like a whole different thing that we should, I guess, think about more. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you take vitamins?
I do take vitamins.
Oh, okay.
That's something that I have only kind of really introduced in the last few years, like multivitamins. I take vitamin C, but I also want to try and take like probiotics, prebiotics for like gut health and
Oh,
like
wow.
that kind of stuff as well. I think I'm
Proactive.
just becoming more like health conscious and health aware, and it's not that because I've had any issues, but it's just, I think I'm just seeing more people talk
Really?
about it, and then also like have better benefits from it. But then I
Yeah.
also don't want to rely on it, so I'm having like a fine
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, that's
on
what I'm also
that.
afraid of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Daniel always brings up, like, we went like grocery shopping once, and he just like went to all the vitamins and all that. I'm like, oh, this is new.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so-
that's so interesting.
And then he was like recommends like, oh, take vitamin C. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yes, yeah.
So now every time if I think about getting sick, I just pop vitamin
Yeah,
C
yeah.
instead of like drinking a whole glass of orange juice and
Yeah.
worry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's easy on the go.
It is for sure.
okay.
And I think, for example, like with vitamins, like it's definitely something that you need to do like consistently.
That's true.
Yeah, which is hard. But yeah, I think I struggle sometimes to take my vitamins like regularly.
fair
but
enough.
Yeah.
I
something
feel
that I
like
just think about.
with multivitamins, you should
Yeah.
be able to like get all the vitamins that you need from
Yeah.
your diet rather than like taking a pill in the
That's
morning.
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
absolutely true.
No, that's so true. I think when I went to the doctors, I didn't have any issues in terms of like any iron deficiencies or anything like
Yeah.
that. I think it was only like vitamin D, which makes sense because we're like in the office most of the time. Well, I'm in the office most of the time, but I think it's just sometimes diet isn't enough sometimes in my mind.
That's true.
Because my diet fluctuates all the time, and I'm trying to be also more conscious about my like diet and like eating more like vegetables and stuff like that. So if I can't get enough, or like protein, for example, like if I can't get enough through my diet, then at least the vitamins are there to.
Okay, so then
guess
if you
help.
like have a better diet, will
Yeah.
you then like
I think I still
Grab
would
the
take
diet.
it. No,
Oh,
I think I
okay.
would still take it to just cover all my bases.
Oh, that's fair.
Anyway.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason in my head, it just popped in and it's like, oh, vitamins are like not a quick fix, but
Yeah.
is something if you, like you said, if you can get your diet in check,
Yeah.
then it'll be something that you can do on the go,
Yeah.
and don't have to worry about cooking, making meals, and all that, and planning.
Exactly.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think, but I think there's like some research that you need to do before like purchasing
yeah,
certain
definitely.
vitamins, because there's like better absorption with certain
Yeah.
like vitamins.
Yeah.
You have to
can't
like
remember.
do actual research. Sometimes some vitamins are bad for each other or something. They don't
Yeah.
go well, or it's just some dodgy ones that actually
Yeah.
don't do anything.
Yeah.
And you got to do your research.
Yeah, yeah,
right? You
yeah.
got to be
That's
more
for sure.
informed and be on check with it. But yeah.
Definitely.
On to the next point. When do you normally practice self-care? Or better yet, when and how? Yeah. So for me, I would say self-care revolves around two things. One is gym
Yep.
and
So you're hitting the physical aspect.
physical,
yeah.
physical aspects.
Yeah.
Like going gym, it makes me also feel good.
Yeah.
And like
mental
if
as
I
well.
miss one, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, guys, I feel bad. It's like I feel pudgy. I feel round. It's like,
Wait, is that healthy? I don't know.
how so?
Because then you
Like
it's a negative, like
separate things. Though,
It
right?
is,
I think
too.
It's like separate things.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I shouldn't like be wholly dependent on gym, but gym is like for the physical aspect good for me.
Yeah.
Maybe not for mental. Now that you say for it.
yeah,
But,
like is your mental health okay for like, oh, I missed one gym session and now I feel so
That's
bad.
true,
I'm
that's
like so
true.
hard on myself.
Yeah, but it's also I guess the motivation that keeps me going to gym.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have that motivation, then I'll like slack on gym, and then physical self care will go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your mental will keep going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mental.
sure.
Wait, sorry, can we go back to the gym? I want to delve into that a bit more. So like
Yeah.
how many days do you go to the gym?
I
That's
would.
a good question.
I would like to
Yeah.
at least go 6, but at
Yeah.
best it would be 5.
Yeah.
And then what do you do at the gym? Is it just like mostly weights?
Yeah,
like
just
cardio?
weights and
So you have
usually
like an alternation.
yes, I would be on the split. Oh, not even really split. Like it's just like main chest and then back with like another secondary muscle, and then legs, shoulders, and then at the end of those sessions, I do a 15-minute cardio session,
Yeah.
and then it's just a cycle of that.
Yeah.
And because Saturday I'm so busy, I always block off Saturdays for just rest time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no lower body.
Sorry?
You have no lower body days.
Oh, lower legs. Legs is
Oh,
third day.
okay.
Third day
Oh,
in
okay,
routine.
sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
legs.
Well,
And
that's important.
abs is on one of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think rest day is also really important to
exactly.
have.
Yeah.
To not
Rest
constantly
and-
push yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Active recovery is also
Yeah,
important
exactly.
as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely agree
So
with
that's
that.
my gym routine. And for mental wise, I like watching sitcoms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's good.
It's like
Okay.
even if it's repeats, I just like go back and
Yeah.
put it in the background. It's just good background noise. I'm like, oh, I remember that funny moment.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
what I was doing when I watched that episode for the first time. And
What do you mean what you were doing when you were
like sometimes
like you're doing
like,
stuff while you're watching?
Yeah, like I remember
Yeah.
like I was watching one of the episodes, I was like, oh, I remember what I was doing. I was playing Pokemon back in the day at that age, very young, as this
Oh,
happened.
so it's like nostalgia.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
what you were doing around
Currently.
that time.
yeah, at that time.
Not
when
like
I watched the episode.
watch. Oh,
No, as I was watching that episode for the first time, I
okay,
remember
okay.
what I was doing. I have like
Fair
small
enough.
associations, and I
Yeah.
can remember. Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Like what
That
was
makes sense.
happening, like what year period, and as my therapist told me, like these things are self care. These are little releases of a valve because everyone builds up stress and
Yes.
whatnot, and by doing these things, even though it's small times, it makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It releases like the valve
Yeah.
that you have that is
No, that's a good
stress and
analogy.
pressure.
Yeah.
So it's like good to do these kind of things for
Yeah.
me.
Like here and there.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. So what about you
Can I
guys?
ask what sitcoms though?
So
I feel like it tells you a lot about a person,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
especially the ones where you can just like watch reruns of.
yeah, actually.
yeah.
So I think.
So Friends, How I
Oh,
Met Your
wow.
Mother.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Okay, I think we're on the same wavelength.
Scrubs.
Oh,
Oh, I
nice.
also love Scrubs.
Yeah, yeah.
Scrubs is like underrated so much.
Yeah.
I've introduced Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
The Office,
Yeah.
and Seinfeld, and then just recycle it from there. Yeah, those are my main
good.
go-to. Yeah.
I feel like those are like the old, like the kind of like, I guess, old school, like kind of like
yeah.
TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I don't think the newer generation of sitcoms do it for me.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it too. And I feel like I go back to like the older
Yeah.
ones as well.
And as we were talking about on a previous episode, I feel like they create a better found family. Like it's more close and
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
That's why I like it more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
That's true.
Okay. My self-care for physical, yeah, I do go to the gym, like Luke, but I used to do like weightlifting at the gym, but now because there's a new Pilates instructor at the gym, she's like, her classes are so intense that I'm still like, my muscles are sore like the day after, which I experience sometimes, but not as often as like this instructor. So now I don't even feel like the need to like do weightlifting. But having said that, I feel like my capacity to weightlift or like my PRs are not hitting as much as before. So I don't know if, I guess I've backbenched my PR goals for like weightlifting. But it's okay. I really love Pilates. Like I love like the interaction and like how it pushes me. Yeah. And it's like everyone, you're surrounded in a group of like 12 girls and it's like, oh, everyone's trying to do better.
Out of curiosity, like, isn't there like competition for Pilates or anything? Is there? Like, is there something that you can reach the max of?
I don't think
because
so.
I know like CrossFit, there's competitions in CrossFit and all that.
They do
curiosity.
KX40, for example. Like, so KX Pilates does this Pilates challenge called KX40. And I think it was, I can't remember how many classes, but it was pretty much like every second day in like 2 months or something that you do a class or something. It was quite intense. I can't remember.
So it's just like a class goal.
Yeah, but it really pushes you, and then they kind of do a challenge every day kind of thing as well within that the 40 days I think it was.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, 40 days. So 40 was it 40 days, 40 classes? I don't know, maybe something crazy.
Wow,
but
interesting.
Yeah, so I know that some studios do that, like KX for example does that, but nothing like CrossFit, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like a fitness goal to reach.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I think it's only with like for example like KX Pilates, it's you have like different I guess classes where it's like beginner, intermediate, and then advanced, and then you can obviously just like test yourself and challenge yourself that way. Yeah.
Well, so the frequency of my classes, I'd like to do 4 classes a week.
So
I do Tuesday, Thursday, and then on Saturday I do back-to-back 2 classes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then I tend to do like a cool down cardio afterwards, but it's really like 30 minutes on either like the Stairmaster or the elliptical. Which the elliptical, by the way, is like
I've never heard of that. I don't go gym, so I don't really.
Yeah, which one's elliptical?
Yeah, I know what Stairmaster is, but I don't know what the elliptical is.
Is it the one that's like that?
Yeah,
you have sticks and you move it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
So it's your whole body is moving rather than like just your legs.
Yeah.
Well, you have a choice of your whole body moving. You don't have to hold the sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and then like if I'm not feeling like weightlifting, like I tend to add in a session here or there, but if I'm not feeling like weightlifting during the week, I still push myself to do some cardio on the days that I'm not at the gym for my Pilates classes. So yeah, I either go back and do like, I think I want to try and do like a session where I do 20 minutes on the elliptical, 20 minutes on the Stairmaster, 20 minutes on the bike.
Yeah.
So then I'll do a circuit of 60 minutes of cardio.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just like trying to switch up my routine because I do feel like I've hit a plateau with weightlifting because I just felt like I didn't see any improvement, and I don't know why that was. Maybe because like my diet was not enough protein. I was not like recovering enough. Who knows? I need to figure that out.
Yeah. But in the meantime, you're working towards other, I guess,
yeah,
goals
that's
and
right.
challenges.
That's right.
That's
So that is for my physical. Emotional, I guess, like gaming. I play a lot of TFT, team fight tactics.
Yeah, I was like, what is that?
Yeah, so it's like
What does that mean?
it's on the Riot client, which also hosts League of Legends.
Okay.
You heard of League of Legends?
I have heard of League of
Yeah.
Legends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
like an extension of that when it's
Okay.
like chess pieces. You use a character.
I would say it's like a chess or a card game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like problem solving. Like you're
correct.
Yeah, you
Correct.
can figure, and you're versing real life people all the
Correct.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Actually, they have bots in the game.
Oh,
now.
okay. Okay. Sad. Okay, never mind. But yeah.
But yeah, I do play a lot of TFT and
Do you do that just by yourself?
just by myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes with Julian.
Yep.
sometimes with his friends, but not very often. And there's also like a ladder to climb. I only play ranked games.
Okay.
So and then like there is a ladder to climb, and I'm trying to reach like a certain rank every season.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow, so competitive.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think the normal games, like the non-ranked games, are worth playing. Honestly,
Yeah. No, fair enough. It's like an hour game as well. Right?
it's about 40
actually?
minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes. So it's a very long
Fair
time. So I tried to.
So how often do you do this?
Every night, every day.
Like to expose this.
Look, I like to play when I have time every weeknight.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So you fit like
That's
a
all right.
40-minute sesh.
Oh, it's more than 40 minutes because I
Okay.
play a bunch of games.
Okay.
But like, it's really frustrating because you like they it's like, oh, you have one good game, and then it's like, oh, I can do this. I'm actually skilled, and then like the next 5 games you lose, and like, oh,
Classic. That is classic.
But you still continue to play, right? Like
I know it's like a toxic relationship. It brings me back in every day.
Yeah, and I've
So
seen
is this
those.
good or bad for
I
your
don't-
mental health?
Yeah. And I low-key see like the game has like a small gambling aspect of it.
Oh, they have rerolls that you can roll
Because
for,
you,
like,
you pick certain characters
Yeah.
and it
Okay.
changes every time, and you're like
Okay.
hoping you get the one that you want.
I see.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
There
So
is
there's
a luck
chance.
component to
Okay,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's how you self-care for yourself.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam?
I guess like similar to you, physical health is a big thing in my I guess my world as well. But I don't go gym. I've never gotten into going to the gym.
But have you tried?
Not really, to be
It's not
honest.
a thing
I've
that you're
only been like
interested in?
once or twice.
Okay.
And in those instances, like I had friends who were trying to help me and guide me, but I felt bad for, I guess, them helping me and not allowing them to do their workout. So I prefer like Pilates classes so much more. So I've been doing Pilates for like the last I think 4 years now, 4 to 5 years now, which is crazy. And I've like recently only started doing advanced springs.
Do you ever
that?
like feel like, oh, sorry, that's advanced springs. It's like,
So there's, I was saying there's different levels, right? There's like beginner, intermediate, advanced.
Yeah.
So for example, like in a beginner class, they tell you to do beginner springs or intermediate springs. So when I say springs, it's just like kind of like
that's what
the
I'm
weight
mentioning.
load.
Okay.
It's just the weight load. So obviously, the heavier it is, there's more,
Do you know how much
intensity.
is like with different weight load?
Oh, I think they just don't really describe. I think they describe like each color as a different like heaviness, but they don't say the kilograms. So I don't know to quantify it, like how much I'm actually like, I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
But I just know by color what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
It also depends on like your weight, actually. So if you're
Yes,
a little
for
bit
sure.
heavier on the carriage and you're doing like arm workouts on the carriage, then you're technically lifting more
Yes.
because you weigh more.
Yes,
like you have to
you're
lift your
weighing
own
your
body weight
weight.
as well as
Okay.
the
Yes.
carriage
Yeah,
like
that's.
spring.
I guess that's like pull-ups. Like you're
Oh, yeah,
lifting
yeah,
up your
exactly.
own
Yeah,
weight,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
See, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then in an intermediate class, you can do intermediate or advanced so that you can push it. And then there's advanced classes where it's just purely like advanced springs. But I've been doing intermediate for like the last like forever long. And then I've only like recently started pushing myself to like do advanced springs. And it's been a lot of fun, like challenging myself,
Oh, good on you.
which has been good. And I'm like getting more sore like every class, which is good. Like I love that feeling now. I used to
Yeah.
never care for it, but now I'm like, it's a very
Yeah.
reassuring.
I also
and-
love it. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good feeling. And it just makes me want to do it more and more, even though like when I'm sore and I have to do a workout, I'm like complaining like how sore I am, but you push through. But so that's been something like Pilates has been something that I've been doing.
How often do you do it?
I do it like I've been trying to do 3 to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4.
Is it expensive?
It is expensive.
Is
is
sorry, out of
expensive.
curiosity, just out like because I'm a guy and I don't
Yes.
do Pilates. Is there different pricing for different levels of
sorry.
class?
There's not with levels. But I did want to mention that there's like obviously mat Pilates and then reformer. So I'm talking about reformer Pilates, and
Yeah.
so is
Same,
so
reformer,
Is Jenny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're talking about the reformer machine. I did want to tell you, Jenny, that there was one that I recently tried called Strong. It's called Strong Pilates. don't know if you've heard of it, but it's got a reformer bed, and then attached to it, there's like an erg or a bike. Yeah, so it's a combination of like using the reformer and then like cardio with like the bike and erg.
What?
So
Have you tried that? Sorry.
So, yeah, I've recently been doing it, and I've been actually really enjoying it because my sister introduced it to me, and it's killer.
Where do you do it?
There's a couple of locations. There's actually a couple of
On
locations.
ClassPass?
Yeah, on ClassPass, yeah.
Oh.
So I do my Pilates classes on ClassPass. So I think depending on, the credits for each class, but for my KX, it's normally, I try to pay like 18
Yeah, okay. So,
equivalent.
yeah. I think if you buy more credits for the month, then it comes down cheaper
Yes.
because it's like a bulk buy.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So each month I get like a certain amount of credits, and then I can use that towards the classes, and then I book the classes in, but the credits can vary depending on the day, depending on the time, and all of that.
Out of curiosity, what is the most expensive thing on the ClassPass?
I actually don't know because I haven't really
Explored?
You can do a lot of things on
there
ClassPass
is.
actually, like
You can-
facials as well.
Yeah.
Like,
You can do sauna.
yeah.
Okay, so it literally is a self-care entire
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I am an avid believer of like using ClassPass to save money, but then also to just have like a massive spectrum of like activities that you can try. Like you can do boxing, you can do gym even, you can do like Pilates. Like there's so much variety. So I think a person that isn't constrained to a certain time, for example, or I guess wants to try something new would benefit from trying ClassPass.
I think it's also great with like friends as well.
Yes.
And you can go to the same classes with your friends.
Yes.
You don't need to like join a specific gym to go to.
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See.
Especially like, for example, if I wanted to join Jenny at the gym, then like if that gym was on ClassPass, then I could join her through that without having, gym membership.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, because I don't want to, fully go through with that, for example. So it definitely helps. But yes, I've been trying strong, and it's
Oh my gosh,
been
that
a
sounds
killer
so
workout.
interesting.
It's
Maybe I should try that. Yeah.
interesting concept. Yeah. Let me know. We could do
Yeah,
it together.
okay, cool.
It's a completely different concept to me. But and then other than Pilates, I guess I try to like run once a week.
Oh, how often? How long do you run? Do you have a PR for that and like a pace?
I don't really actually. I don't really time. I kind of just do it because
No
running,
Strava?
No, I don't.
You're not part of the Strava cult?
I am not. I do actually have it downloaded it, but I haven't actually created an account because I'm like, I don't feel like I do running enough to
Yes,
to
yeah,
use Strava.
yeah. It judges me when it messages me. Oh, this person has a new run. I'm like, good on you.
Yeah, I'm like-
you don't need to tell me. Good on you. But anyways, yeah,
So
sorry.
you also run, Lou?
I used to run a lot back
Okay,
then.
yeah.
And I'm trying to slowly get back
Yeah,
in. But
yeah.
it's just like busy schedule as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
trying to find a place to put in.
Yeah.
And with the weather lately, it's been like horrible.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
it's
so,
true.
yeah.
I think for me, I prefer to run with people. So I really struggle running by myself. And then if I was to put it on Strava, I don't know. I just
No. Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry. On that note,
Yes.
do you go to Pilates classes alone or with other people?
I do it alone sometimes, but I'm normally with my sister.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then I used to do it with like my girlfriends. So it would always be like a good like social aspect. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a roads 5K run every Saturday or Sunday.
Like a park run?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all group that
I've
goes.
seen it. I've
yeah.
seen it. Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, very
There's
nice.
heaps of like run clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any like self-care activities that you do alone?
Alone.
Yes. How do you self-care mentally? Because I'm assuming
self-care.
that will be alone, right?
Yeah. Let me think. Other than, I guess, like watching YouTube videos.
Anything
I watch a lot of
specifically?
like vlogs, food vlogs, travel
Same,
vlogs.
same. Maybe our YouTube feed will be the same.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's what I usually do. I don't do it that often though, because I feel like I'm so preoccupied with other things. But that's one thing I do, and then I do like my skincare routine every night.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you didn't mention that,
Yeah.
I'm like we're gonna be worried. She mentioned it in the past. She's not mentioning it now.
No, I do it like every day as a way to like just wind down and like just reset.
Like, how long does a skin routine take as a guy that has bad skin and does not
Don't have bad
exfoliate?
skin. You really don't.
But yeah.
You don't exfoliate. You have the back scrubber.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Exfoliation.
Yeah. True. Yeah, we were saying last night as well. It was like, oh, we should get it like merch, and my one is back scrubber.
Oh my God. Wait, what would yours be? We need to figure that out.
Yeah, we've got to figure out each of our own ones. So, anyways,
At least
continue
you know
on.
yours.
Yeah.
I guess with skincare, it really depends. Like I try to do like my basics is like toner, serum, cream, eye cream, sometimes a gua sha, like to just like massage my face and like my neck. And then sometimes I do a face mask, that being like a sheet mask or a wash off mask or like a leave on sleeping mask. Yeah.
Do you do this before bed, I'm assuming?
I do this right before bed, yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how long does this process take?
Maybe like 5 to 10 minutes.
Whoa, that sounded so much for 5
Not
to
that
10
long.
minutes.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
It's not that bad. Like I think with a face mask, usually it's like 5 to 10 minutes, like to leave on. But then if I'm just doing like a wash off mask, I would just like leave it on for like 5 minutes and then just like wash it off and then do the toner and all those other steps. Yeah. So that kind of just helps me just like relax and just reset and then just I just pop straight into bed after that normally. Yeah.
Do you consider this this is for all of us, but is this the ideal self-care routine? Do you guys reckon? Or do you reckon you can
I
fix it?
honestly would want to do a lot more in terms of like self-care. Like I would want to like start journaling more. You know how like people do like those gratitude
Yeah.
journals?
Yeah, I think you mentioned in the past.
Yeah,
Did
like-
you end up doing that?
I would love to do that, but I think, I guess especially like in the mornings, like when you're like starting the day, like, you know, what are you grateful for? Or even like after, at the end of the day, like what you were grateful for the day. I think that would be a good thing to make sure that, you know, you're aware and you're like more present in the moment. But your girl does not have time sometimes,
Fair enough.
you know.
What if you like just put it in your notes app when you're on
Yeah.
like on the go
train
thing?
or yeah. I think I've tried to do like journaling on my phone.
It's hard, right?
Yeah, it is hard. I also try to stay away from my phone, like to reduce my screen time as much as possible. So I would prefer to write things down. I've always been like very like old school in that manner, I
Yeah,
think,
okay.
where I've always just like before when I used to like have a diary and everything, I would never use my phone to like log down all my like events and things in my calendar. Like everything would be written down.
Yeah, I used to do that too, and then
Yeah,
I just found
yeah.
that the convenience of the Google Calendar is just unmatched.
It's
so
so unmatched now. I completely cannot, like I completely agree now
Yeah.
because I always just look at it and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
better.
My therapist said when you write something down compared to something on your phone, it makes you
Yeah.
accountable as well. It makes it
Yes.
so much real.
Yeah.
As in like hard copy. You
Yeah.
bought a book, you bought a pen.
Yeah.
So it all comes together. It's like you have to, you're
Yeah.
accountable for that now.
It's true.
Yeah, true.
It's true. Yeah.
what have you been listening to your therapist and writing stuff down?
Here and there.
Okay.
I just
I
like
think
notes
that's important.
down and it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
and that. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think it's just good to just like jot down your feelings or like I think if you're also a really creative person, obviously like your ideas and stuff like that. Because that's always like really important. Yeah.
What about you, Jenny?
Yeah.
You reckon this is the ideal routine, self-care routine that you have?
Well, actually, I don't even know if gaming is self care. It's more like a hobby, but
Oh, still.
we
Oh,
do
each their own, right?
less of the gaming and more of the I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
I
what
wouldn't say gaming so much is a self care routine.
It's just like a release,
It's
right?
just a release like mine, right?
Yeah. But whether it's ideal or not, I think my gym routine is probably ideal for what I want right now.
It's good.
Yeah, emotional wise, maybe I could do better, but I don't know what I would add on.
Like what avenue you
Yeah,
would go
yeah.
down. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, same. For me, gym physical wise, yeah, it's all right. Maybe I can pick up on maybe like journaling, as you said, something more constructive because I feel like
Yeah.
watching old sitcoms is not constructive.
Yeah.
So you're just rewatching stuff and you're living in for me, it would be living in nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not that
like
great.
familiarity.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
Yeah.
not moving on, you're wasting time
Yeah.
rewatching old memories and you shouldn't do that. You should be
Yeah.
able to like yes, you can look in the past, but you should be able to move forward. Right? And that's what I gotta do. And yeah, maybe I should start reading a book. But it's so hard for me to sit down. just like read a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I think. You guys reckon?
I feel like Vu would be the opposite
It would be the opposite?
to you. Like he would be able to just sit down, read
Yeah.
a book.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
enjoy sitting down and
Yeah.
reading a book.
Yeah. Any recommendations?
I personally don't read, but I want to pick that up. It's something I want
My
to pick
favorite author is Mitch Albom, and he does like
What does he do?
uplifting
It's like self
sort of self-help fictional.
Oh, fictional.
Fictional. How does that?
Yeah.
Oh wait. Wait.
It's like very uplifting, but he tells a story. Like he meshes it with a story.
Is one of them The Alchemist? Have you read The
no.
Alchemist? Okay, no.
I
I've
think-
heard of an audiobook for Alchemist, and that's a self-help,
Oh, okay.
enriching fiction book.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's
Well, I think
Interesting.
his most famous book, or one of his most famous book, would be like The 5 People You Meet in Heaven,
That's
or,
so-
or like Thursdays with, or is it Tuesdays with Maury,
But yeah,
something
okay.
like that. I have those
And
books
that's
actually. If you want to borrow them,
fiction?
yeah,
Interesting.
they
Wow.
are fiction. Yeah,
It sounds very like non-fiction to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That sounds
the
like
title
deep.
itself.
Yeah,
like like
Sounds very deep.
but like if you want to borrow the books, I have them physically.
I'll get back to you on that. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Yeah. Again, physical will keep me accountable in some way. Yeah.
Wait,
But-
can I ask? Like, do you think things like self-help can, I guess, be embedded with like self-care?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Yeah,
What would self?
like
reading,
listening
like,
to
self-help, that
podcasts.
could
Oh,
be like
oh,
yeah,
working
read-
on
yeah,
your
yeah.
self-care.
I reckon it
or like
can.
you can do that as self-care.
Yeah, it will just give you a better understanding, right? Just hearing
Yeah.
from a different perspective,
Yeah.
and all that. And usually, self-help is coming from a place from personal experience, and
Yeah.
it's nice to hear what people went through, if it's relatable or not.
100%, yeah.
Like what's it? Can't Hurt Me by what's his name?
It's a book?
The book, yeah,
Oh,
Can't
gosh.
Hurt Me Now. The
No, I don't
given
know.
this guy, the soldier, and he like demonstrates. Anyway,
Oh, hang on. I know.
you know what I'm talking about? He's that jogger. He did
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
ultra marathons and all that.
Something Goggins.
Goggins,
Oh.
Goggins, him. Yeah, you know what?
Yes,
David
I do.
Goggins.
David,
David
yes,
Goggins.
yes,
We got there.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, I like him.
Yes.
Like I've heard one of his audiobooks and all
Yeah.
that. And yeah, it is technically a self-help book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talking about his way, and it's like,
For
oh,
sure.
you should do better, do this and do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, wait, so you've listened to his whole audiobook?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
I think it's a bit intense.
It is intense. I've heard some of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought it was like,
Yelling.
I think
yeah,
from
he's yelling a lot.
a female
Yeah.
perspective, I think it's a bit intense, but maybe as a
Yes.
male, it's fine.
okay, fair
Yeah.
enough, fair point. But yeah, I was just like, interesting. It's nice to hear.
For a female, it would be a very different approach, I think. It'd be more like healing and
Yeah.
That's true.
rather than like
Oh yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
guys, gender will self-help and self-care will be
slightly
a lot.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. On to the next point. So, what are some non-traditional forms of self-care? Right, because I was thinking about this the other day, and
Yeah.
I know there's some people that I've met who like drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I used to do that at a young age.
What?
I felt like I needed like just like
At a
from-
young age, you
no,
needed a
when
drink.
I say young age, I mean like 18, right? I know.
At 18, you needed a drink to
Yeah.
I
self-care.
only just started drinking. What do you mean?
I know. I mean, like sometimes because I was like, okay, maybe let's say 20s, right? In my
Yeah.
early
Like
20s, yeah,
like uni days.
yeah, like working a lot, uni stress, everything that was happening in my life. Sometimes I just like the first thought in my head was like, yeah, I just need a nice cold glass of like, yeah,
Do
like
you drink beer?
no, I don't drink
No,
beer, so it'd be a nice cold glass of like Scotch on the rocks or
Okay.
something, or a gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like it would be good right about now.
Yeah.
And then
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you just have one, or would you like go overboard
oh, it would
and
just
you
be
need
one.
to be drunk?
In my head, it would be
Okay.
just be one, and then
Yeah.
I'm the type. So I'm gonna sound like an alcoholic, but I'm the type that like once I start, I gotta keep going. I'm a
Even by
competitor.
yourself? Even by yourself?
Oh, I never drink by myself.
Okay.
I never drink by like that's
Okay.
my one. Like I
Okay.
try not to
Yeah.
because I feel like we'll just go dark.
Well,
Yeah.
that does
Nah,
sound
it
very
is-
alcoholic.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
Tendencies.
Yeah. Like I admit, and yeah. So that's all I feel like.
Yeah.
Just need to release some stress and whatnot.
Yeah. I know I've heard the similar story, like with some like older colleagues. Like they've had to like they always talk about having like a glass of wine or something like at the end of the week to just, you know, tie the week together and just like relax and
Yeah.
unwind.
Yeah. And nightcap and all that and
Yeah,
such, right?
Exactly. So I think everyone does it differently. So, and drinking is one, I guess, way to just, I guess, mellow out and
Yeah.
just chill.
What about you guys? Do you know any other untraditional methods?
Well, I have friends that do like weed to
Yeah.
wind down. Like,
Yeah.
not that I do it, but
No, that's fair. I mean, weed is like a mellow,
Yeah.
medicinal, right?
Yeah.
And
It's not a suppressant, right? Is that the word? No, it's not a suppressant.
depressant.
Is it a depressant?
I don't. I don't know enough about weed.
I don't know
Yeah.
either.
it's
don't.
it's a relaxant. Anyways.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. But anyways, like, yeah, I don't know. It just, this thought came to my head about like how, especially the younger age, and with Sydney, the raving scene,
Yeah.
and let's call it the medicinals. Like, people go to the raving scene for the medicinals,
Yeah.
and maybe it is a bad way to do self-care, but it is
Yeah.
self-care for them,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's right. Going to a rave just
for the
Just-
medicinals.
yeah.
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 just for that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think when you go to a rave, it's more, music, company, the experience.
But
That's that whole side is,
Yeah.
I guess, just an add-on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I do know people who literally just go there to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think at first I was a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
You were young. Everyone.
Yeah, I was young and
Yeah.
going through stuff.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's what people do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's for me, it's like, yes, it's understandable, but you need to know where to draw the line.
100%.
And these days, for the younger generation, they don't see that.
Yeah.
And it's what the Viet call HIMYM. Have you heard of that term before?
No, what's
But
that?
very
I
much,
think so.
it's the Viet term of like, just party, play, no work, no serious, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, just kind of worried because
Yeah.
kind of worried about that scene. I'm like, this is what the raving scene is all about now.
Yeah.
And
Do you see that more? Like, do you see it more when you go to raves?
I hear it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like-
Do you?
Like seeing more people doing it, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like there's...
I wouldn't know. Everything's so dark.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But like that's obviously why they brought in like those like laws and like they shut down DEFCON because
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
people were
prevent
overdoing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overdoing it
Yeah.
and so forth. Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think just managing that kind of, like, it's not that I don't condone it, but I think it's just like understanding your limit and just like understanding your body and not like overusing it. That's definitely, yeah.
On a low level, I guess another form of untraditional self-care is like partying and
Yeah.
clubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you call that a form of self-care? Because I know people go there to like enjoy, have
No.
fun. No?
I don't, because
Oh, we're blurring the lines a bit here.
I think so a little bit because I think with self-care, I'm just thinking self.
Okay.
But like when you're,
But
when
you
you're
don't-
doing those things,
I know, but you don't
I know,
do
I don't
reformer
really
Pilates by yourself
sometimes I
either.
do and sometimes I don't. But yes, yeah, I think normally with clubbing though, like for example, like you're always with other people, right?
True.
You don't
Yeah.
ever
True.
go clubbing by yourself.
So just repeating it, but you don't think self-care can be done with other people?
It's not that it can't be done because I clearly do self-care with other people.
I think it's whether the activity that you're doing like requires interaction with other people or not. Because
Yeah.
like let's say reformer Pilates, you're testing the limits of what your body can do. Like by
Individually.
individually. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the word.
Yes.
Whereas like clubbing is like, you're like socializing, you're
Mingling
you're
with
not
other
doing
people.
it by yourself. Really.
Yeah.
You
But,
have to do
like-
it with other people.
Because I also thought of like extroverts, right? They need to recharge by socializing with other people. So wouldn't clubbing be defined as a activity of self-care for them?
But I feel like there's an extent to how much they need to recharge their social battery with other people.
Yeah.
You know, like you can be with other people like 95% of the time and then like leave 5% of the time for self-care by yourself, right? You don't,
Yeah.
extroverts don't have to.
It's not fully 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely agree with that because as an extrovert, I'm I'm not 100% like, yeah. So,
Okay. No, it's
Yeah.
just, you know, it's
Yeah.
just, I thought those two would go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And being the social aspect of an
Yeah.
extrovert, it'll be meaning to reach out to other people.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Would you consider cooking as an untraditional
Oh,
form?
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
self-care?
actually, that's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that.
I think cooking, I feel like a lot of people do that, especially if like they live at home by themselves. I mean, not live at home, but live by themselves. Like the whole process of like cooking and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Interesting.
is
I never
something
thought of
to
that
get.
way because I thought more of it as a chore,
Chore?
than anything.
Yeah. Like you just have to do it.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
then
a
it's just like,
necessity.
oh, you gotta clean
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Wait, actually, on
I
that.
actually think cleaning is
Oh,
self-care
agree,
for me.
agree. I
Really?
love cleaning.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. It's like a
Nice.
mindless activity that I can just go do and just go away with
And
it.
you can see results
Yes.
immediately. It's like, oh, something's so
reassuring.
white and clean and
Yes.
tidy. Oh, this is great.
yeah.
Damn. Maybe it's just a guy thing, or maybe it's just a me
Well, I
thing.
think cooking is something that Vu would relate to as like
Yeah.
a self-care because I think he enjoys the whole process of doing that. I feel like I've been enjoying that as well recently where
Yeah.
I'm just trying new recipes and like
Yeah, that
going
sounds
with
great.
the flow, which
I
is
love
good.
cooking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Okay.
And then cleaning's a whole other thing too.
Yeah. All right. That doesn't
like,
that
can't
doesn't appeal
relate.
to me. That's not my
You can't
self care.
relate to both.
Yeah.
Wait, but some cleaning activities are better than others.
Yeah, that's true.
Example.
I love doing the laundry,
Okay.
Okay.
Laundry's all
Like folding.
folding. Yeah,
all
the whole,
that.
the whole,
Yeah,
the whole shebang.
the whole
Yeah.
timeline of laundry
true.
is great. But I don't really like doing the dishes. I don't know, anything that requires like icky stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Moving on. So here are some self-care tips. We got this from the National Institute of Mental Health. What do you guys think they are? Name one from the list.
I actually completely blanked. Sorry. I actually completely blanked.
It's all right.
Is reading one of them? Oh my gosh. I could be wrong.
yeah, no, that's a good one actually.
Maybe it's a good one, yeah. Because
Going for a walk.
Yeah, going for a walk is a good one.
I actually don't remember the list, so I would say meditation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
meditation.
meditation's a really good one.
Alright.
Do you guys, with meditation, I
fell asleep once.
feel the same way. I don't understand. Not that I don't understand. The breathing concept and all of that. I don't know how I don't get it sometimes.
Have you done it before, Jenny?
No. Breathing concept, I feel like I get that. With like cigarettes and vaping.
It's like inhaling deeply and
Yeah. That's a
Okay, fair enough.
but
no.
yeah, I don't know. Well, like we do it in the beginning of a Pilates class. You do your Pilates breath. You like lie down for like a couple minutes.
It's
Not even
Pilates
a
breath.
minute.
What's that?
You breathe in and
Yeah.
then like you breathe out with pursed lips, like you're breathing, like
Yes.
you're trying to blow out a candle.
And then you actively use your breath like when you exercise, when you like, when you have to like push and when you have to like
Yeah.
pull in, for example, like those
Well,
kind
that's the same as weightlifting. Like
Yeah.
you exhale and
your
inhale
breath
based
is
on
really
like the
important,
strength.
right? Yeah. Same with like cardio. Like your breath's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't understand when I'm just like breathing in silence and I'm just like closing my eyes. It makes me just want to, like, obviously it's meant to like relax me, but I also just want to sleep.
I
at
also
that
don't
point.
understand it. Like I don't
Yeah.
like maybe for a minute I understand it, but when
Yeah.
people do meditation for like 30 minutes,
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
is going on? Like
Yeah.
how can you exit like the thoughts in your head
Correct.
and like
I know,
just think about
right?
nothing?
I definitely agree because I've tried meditating with like like on my phone and like someone's
Oh, yeah.
saying something
Yeah.
to you and like there's like that calming music and I'm honestly just focused on what they're saying. I can't like just forget
Yeah.
and like not think. Maybe I just need to work on that more.
It's like that meme how it's like you're trying to sleep and then your brain wakes up. It's like, oh, not
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
Instant like regret
Wake up.
memory in
I
there.
know.
Yeah. Fair.
But yes, meditation I think is important. Like some people do actively do that. And I
Yeah.
think it is a good way, but I just
Not
cannot relate.
Not for us. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So for self-care tips, as stated from the National Institute of Mental Health, number one is, or not any particular order,
Yeah.
but first one is get regular exercise.
which we all
Done.
do.
We do all that.
Yes, yes.
Love
Great.
that for us.
Good for us.
Yes.
Eat healthy, regular meals, and stay hydrated. Okay, this one probably not me. You guys?
I'm trying to eat healthier.
Yeah.
Have
do
more protein intake.
Yeah.
More like vegetables.
Have a
more
more balanced
balance.
diet.
That's
Yes,
right.
100%.
Yeah, whole foods as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got caught
Yeah.
out the other day at work. It's like I just had like
happened?
rice and meat, and then one of the workers was like,
Where's
"Where are
the
the greens
vegetables?"
at?"
Yeah.
It's like,
I would honestly say the same thing.
yeah,
Luke.
it's like I don't know. Just like I'm trying to get more grades in,
Yeah.
but it's like also like it's annoying to pack and all that. Like,
Is
I don't
it?
know.
All
For
you
me,
need to
I'm
do
not-
is
I mean,
like-
like getting salad in. And it's like
No, just like
It's
get
another
the
container.
get frozen broccoli, put it into your box, and that's it.
and just steam it.
No,
Steam it.
once
Or
you
like
microwave it,
Yeah,
and that's it.
microwave
It's already cooked.
Yeah.
broccoli. Okay.
It's not salt.
What are you saying? Are you a broccoli hater?
Yeah, broccoli's alright. I just wanted to get it for myself. That's it.
Okay, well, I think broccoli's great.
But yeah, regular meals. I only have 2 meals a day. This isn't that great.
I normally do 2 only as well.
I'm trying to do 1 meal a day.
How much water do you guys drink? Since we all have water bottles here.
I drink a lot of tea, which is not really water, right? But I drink a lot of tea every day. So like I drink at least more than a pot full of tea, like at least. And then I try to drink at least 1 or 2 of these.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
is in that?
Is that a 700 ml bottle?
700, 800 mil?
Okay. What about you?
I have no idea. I don't count my water
Okay.
intake. But like, yeah, I, don't, I wouldn't even know.
I unfortunately only like half of this, and then I have a gym. I drink a lot. Yeah, but I don't think that counts if it's only like one short period of a day that
Yeah.
you just drink a lot.
I'm pretty sure the regular intake is meant to be like 2 bottles, right? A
Yeah.
day? Of the, like a size like this, right?
I think so.
Oh, it's meant to be
Should
2
be-
liters.
It should
Oh,
be
yeah,
a bit
2
more,
liters.
but
Sorry,
then
2
like
liters.
I think
Yes.
it's been averaging down because whatnot. Yeah.
Interesting.
Making sleep a priority.
Oh, agree. I do that now.
I don't.
How much do you say you sleep in, Sam?
7 hours?
7? That's all right.
Well,
It's pretty good.
7 hours?
Even though like they say 8 is
Mm-hmm.
the best, but
7?
yeah, 7 for 8.
No, it depends on like what your body needs, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to like actually
Yeah.
sleep 8 hours.
Yeah.
I could honestly sleep 6 if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I knew someone who like lives on a farm and he has kids and
Yeah.
all that, and he says he's fine, like going to gym, eating, making everything, and be on 6 hours of sleep, even
Yeah.
sometimes 5. Like that's
Yeah.
natural because it's just how your body's built and
Yeah.
how it's just routine. Like some people require 8, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Some people can just live on 5, it'll be fine. But
What
yeah,
about you, Luke? Hours wise?
it's getting better.
Okay, how
I'd
bad
say
was it?
it was bad. It would be like
Was it?
5 hours, and at the worst, it would be 4 hours on days where I work at 2 jobs in one day.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
you
been my
functioning?
hell week.
Do you drink caffeine?
I do caffeine, yeah.
Okay. To get through? Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm normally on like what do you call it? Because of gym, I take pre-workout,
Yeah,
and that has
yeah.
caffeine on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So that's
for
the same
sure.
in 2 degree.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but I also need to what do you call it? Detox from caffeine, because sometimes I realize like, oh,
How much caffeine do you normally drink a day?
I don't know how much is in 1 scoop of pre-workout. But
yeah, okay.
from what
A
my
whole
mate-
scoop.
Whole scoop.
Yeah, it just depends on like.
Yeah, it depends
usually
on
it's
what
like
they work.
300 milligrams.
Yeah, but I was told that like that is just under the right amount per day.
Like
because
just
there's a
that one
cap.
scoop?
There's a cap.
Okay.
Yeah, and just in general of how much caffeine you should take a day.
Yeah.
I'm under that amount.
So
I'm
you
okay.
don't. So with the pre-workout, you don't reach that limit. But what about like coffee?
Coffee. If I drink coffee, it would be on a Saturday,
Okay.
and I wouldn't take pre-workout on that same day.
Okay.
So I would limit
Yeah.
myself to that.
So yeah. So you haven't reached
So
that. limit. Okay.
I'll never try to.
Yeah.
But sometimes my mind knows like I need some caffeine out of this hour.
Yeah.
Getting grumpy. I
Yeah,
need it.
yeah.
And
You're
it
like
gets hard.
actively aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you think you need more sleep?
Need better sleep, proper sleep, because
Better quality sleep is important.
yeah, my mates incepted into my mind lately. They were like, oh, every time I take pre-workout, I get broken sleep and wake up every single hour, and now that happens to me. Like
Oh,
every 2 hours now,
no.
I just wake up. I'm like,
That's not good.
so
Well,
tired.
then why are you still taking pre-workout?
I kind of becomes
Why don't you
dependent.
take some non-stim pre-workout?
True, but it
that's a
doesn't
good
feel
idea.
the same, to be honest. And I become dependent. Yeah. I sound like an addict. But also,
Caffeine dependent.
although I started to dream again, which is nice.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't dream.
Yeah.
So I don't get to that point. Wait, what about you?
Okay. Like
Yeah.
my
Talking
work.
about, I guess caffeine.
Oh, I don't drink anything.
drink?
I don't drink any caffeine, no
good.
tea, no
Yeah.
nothing in the morning.
Oh.
I'm usually pretty good in the morning. Like if
Yeah.
if I slept like at 11 or 12, I wake up naturally at like 7,
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
And I'm good to go. Yeah, for the
Do
rest
you
of the
nap?
I'm
day.
normally like that too.
Do you
yeah.
nap at all?
Look, sometimes if I'm really tired, I do nap. But other times I just get through the day and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the office, I don't have a place to nap.
Yeah.
So I have to push through
Yeah.
whatever like afternoon slump that I'm having.
Yes.
And then after that, I get more energized at the thought of being at home.
Yeah.
And so I go home, I'm more energized, and then I go to the gym and I'm even more energized because I'm
the same.
pumping endorphins. And then by that time it's like 9 or 10. I wind down and then
I'm like a night owl as well, though. So
Yeah.
that's why
I'm
like,
not.
Oh, okay.
That
I
was
can
the
like
biggest
just get
stay up
thing
late.
for me. I am night owl, and so hard like waking up in the morning for my new job and all that.
But like just go to bed. Just stop doing the thing that you need to do.
True. But you
I
just
don't
feel
prioritize
active.
sleep. I really
Oh,
don't
I do,
prioritize
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, I do.
Like I would rather just be up doing whatever I want to do than sleep.
Because in reality, like if it wasn't for sleep, we could get so much stuff done. Right. In reality.
Oh no, I'd rather
I
sleep.
always relate on this.
Yeah.
Because when you're sleeping, your body recovers. You
Yeah,
need that.
yeah,
You need
exactly. That is true.
I do
That's
definitely
true.
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Next one. Try a relaxing activity. Is
Like you said, like yoga.
yoga, and just meditation and trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Is
That's true.
things relaxing for you? Is the tactics league?
TFT. Relaxing, no.
Fair enough.
Stressful.
Get more stressed. Yeah.
Skincare routine
That's more relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
points to.
But sometimes I feel like I'm just not bothered to do my skincare routine. Like, are you bothered every day to do your skincare
Yeah, I do it
routine?
every day. I actively.
I'm just like
do
not
it every day.
bothered sometimes.
I just have to.
Okay.
So
'Cause,
you
like-
you don't.
Oh no.
you
So
put
like
cream.
when I'm not bothered,
Yeah.
I just do my moisturizer. But
Yes.
when I'm bothered, I do like the 5 steps, the
Yeah,
exact
yeah,
same
yeah.
steps that you do.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always do that. Yeah.
That's fair. If you have a
Even
good
when
routine,
I'm like
routine.
drunk, I'm like I have to do.
Really?
It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'll
I
wake
tend
up
to
for
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
When you're drunk,
wow.
I also
Yeah.
make it a point to take off my makeup and like
Yes.
Mm.
Very important.
shower as well.
Cleanse.
I wouldn't get into bed dirty.
Oh, 100%. That's never ever happened. Yeah.
Okay. Next one: set goals and priorities. This is a weird one for self care. Yeah. Is that
Agree.
really?
Agree.
I would say that's one way to do it.
Wait,
Like
what
especially
would that
if
mean?
you're not one to like some people really like order, right? And like goals and like especially if you've got a really busy calendar to like prioritize things and to actively like write things down. I think that would be it's definitely a good way.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
I didn't
Because
realize that
then
would be a
it's like
form
for
of
your mental
self-care.
health, you're not like stressed,
yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
Interesting. Practice gratitude. So I guess with a
Yeah.
whole gratitude journal and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys do that? Like just even small moments?
No, I don't think.
I sometimes reflect on the day,
Okay.
but I don't actively be like, I'm grateful for this. But I get a lot of inspo when I see someone else like on social media, especially obviously at the beginning of the year when you're like trying to create like New Year resolutions and goals and stuff like that. And then they're grateful for, this and this. Then I'm like, then I think about it too. And then I think about what I'm grateful for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, last year, me and Julian, I brought up the idea to him that we should do like a weekly grateful check-in.
Oh,
But we wouldn't do that like together. We would write it on a post-it note and then we would reflect on it
yes.
at the beginning of this year. But obviously he didn't end up following through with that. So like I think he did maybe a couple months of the year.
Yeah.
And then like he forgot to do it for a few weeks and then it snowballed and then like he just forgot to do it for the rest of the year. But then I continued on for at least the majority of the year, maybe like
Amazing.
eight or so months or 9
Okay.
months.
So you haven't picked that up again this year?
No, we haven't picked, I think we're going to do something different just
Yeah, no, I
because
love
it's
that.
maybe unsustainable for him because he can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So maybe we're just going to do like photos, like a photo book essentially, and then write down memories. Like we're going to jog down 1 or 2 memories per month.
That's wholesome. And you're going to do that together, or you're going to do
Yeah,
that?
we're going to do that together, like
I
a
love
scrapbook
that.
essentially. Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that idea.
No, fair enough. Next one, focus on positivity. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward one.
Agree.
Yeah.
I think I'm overall pretty positive. Yeah.
This one, stay connected. What do you reckon that means?
Yeah, I feel like you do need to stay connected. Like, don't be
Connected to
too.
your friends?
Yeah. Don't be too
Friends,
alone
family.
in your own space.
Yeah.
Don't seclude yourself. It's important to like ensure that
Have
you
those
still have
relationships.
those connections with the people that love you and
All right.
you also love.
So just like reaffirm yourself that like, oh, other people love you.
Well, not reaffirm yourself, but like actually like make an effort to
Make an effort.
like
Yeah.
try and hang out with them when they
Right,
want to,
okay.
or hang out with them when you think you need to.
Yeah. I think especially if you are a person that is quite independent and like is happy to be alone, I think it's quite important to be more present in your relationships and to
Yeah.
actively make more of an effort and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think in the long run that will help your self-care
All right.
and your mental health. Yeah.
So for you guys, what causes you guys to self-neglect?
Oh,
Because we talked about self-care,
Schedule.
so let's go to self-neglect.
yeah.
So what causes you guys to self-neglect?
actually, I agree. Busy schedule.
schedule.
I think when I'm hanging out with, like, when I have a lot of friend hangs spread throughout the week, then I don't have time to go to the gym, and I have felt that actually with seeing Julian. Like when I see him on a weekday night, like to have dinner and stuff, then that means I can't go to the gym,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's like tossing up priorities, right? But it's also like, oh, that's. I
like
guess
gym time.
the same as like Luke. Yeah, it's gym time. I've missed
Yeah.
out on like. First of all, like I feel like the gym makes me bloat.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel overall better. I don't know
Yes.
about you. Like, do you feel better after the gym, or like is it just like, oh, I'm gonna
pump,
get swole?
Good. Yeah, exactly. It's nice pump, but yeah, it's overall good feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't feel good to go out and eat with Julian, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
yeah, busy schedule, and then there was something else I can't remember now.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
So-
I think same. Like I think with busy schedule, I'm exactly the same in your boat, like Jenny, with the respect of like if I don't go to a Pilates, like if I have to go to a friend's like hangout, I don't get to go to Pilates. And I'm like, when am I going to fit that again? Like in
Yeah.
the week, that kind of thing. So recently I feel like I haven't been putting in much during the week. Like it's been just, especially with work being really busy as well. It's just been work and then a Pilates class to either before or after work to kind of just,
Oh my god, before work.
yeah, oh my God, it's been tough to do before work, but I've been doing that. But
wow.
it's been helping to just, I guess, like just de-stress from work and then just have like a physical outlet to just release,
Okay.
you know, all my feelings.
Yeah.
So honestly, when we're talking about like, you know, talking about like reconnecting and stuff like that, I feel like I've been maybe neglecting some of my like friendships, but I've been putting myself in the forefront. So I think that's,
yeah.
I guess,
Yeah.
more important. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah. No,
It's a
definitely.
balance. It's really a balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then, do you think maybe you're fostering too many friendships? If it's too much to handle that you can't like take care of yourself
Yeah.
and them at the same time. Like, I don't know how many friends you have, but
It's
like,
not that many.
What?
It's
Sorry,
not that
no,
many.
it's
It's
just like you're
not-
always
it's not
doing something.
crazy.
That's all.
No, it's not crazy. But I think I'm just trying to balance it. Like, so it's not just like once a month that I'm seeing these people.
Yep.
Yeah.
is it because they're like all individuals, so you have to like
Yeah.
actually make an effort for like to see 5 people instead of
Correct.
one group? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. I've been there. I know what you mean.
I'm getting really warm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. So me self-neglecting would be any form of stress, any form of anxiety that builds up, and then I guess like you guys work schedule and all that will cause it. But yeah, it would just be anything like that. Yeah, because you know me, I'm very anxiety driven and all that sometimes. So any of that builds up, then I guess I'll start neglecting myself, and yeah, that'll be the way I'll do it.
And then like self-neglect would it'll show in the form of like you not going to the gym.
Yeah,
You're not eating
properly, and then like seeing setbacks here and there. I'm like, oh, I should be here at this point, but I'm not, and all that kind of thing. Yeah. So in other words, I guess this applies to all of us, and self-neglecting is just when you don't fulfill your own self-care goals. You reckon?
Yeah, you don't fulfill them. Yeah.
Yeah.
On another note, like I think I used to binge eat a bit, and now I don't do that as much because of the gym and because of like, I guess, just realizing that I want to feel better in my own body, and I do.
And that wasn't healthy.
Yeah. Like feeling good in your own body takes a while, whereas like binge eating is just like a moment of relief for like literally an hour, and then like you feel great with all the food, like so much yummy food, and then like afterwards you feel like shit.
So I
Right,
guess
and then, like-
it's like a an unhealthy short-term release of
Yeah. So right after you feel shit, and even like days after, you sort of feel the same way, and then it's like in your head as well. Oh, I binge ate. I need to go to the gym. I need to burn off these calories and do all that. So it's not great. It should be a lifestyle rather than
I think
like
it's like
just,
a whole cycle then, right?
which is not great.
It's not a healthy cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't tend to do that anymore, but yeah, I do enjoy a good
Feed.
feed. I don't want to say binge eating, but I do enjoy a good feed like every once in a while. But obviously limit yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's not healthy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a small tangent. It's like, do you reckon self-neglect can... It's like, I don't want to say debatable, but it's like as you take on more responsibilities, let's say like when we start a family,
Yeah.
then self-neglect is a bit understandable, because if you like have a
Yeah.
kid and all that.
You put their needs over yours.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
For
like,
sure.
sometimes even though self-neglect obviously is not good, but
It does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen, and it's hard to manage sometimes.
yeah, like
But,
if you're a manager and you have to worry about everyone else,
Yeah.
sacrifice your own time,
Yeah.
your own goals, your own values sometimes just to help everyone to move the business forward.
Yeah.
Like you hear stories about how people do that extra hours at work just so they can support the team and whatnot. And I'm like, damn, it's like, even though we know self-neglect is a bad thing,
Yeah.
sometimes it's kind of unavoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got to
it
remember,
is.
you got to put yourself first as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
You only have one body. You only have you.
Exactly.
In the act, I feel like in the end, it really is. You only have yourself to support. Like you can't really rely on everyone else all the time.
Yeah. I think, for example, like your manager situation, like I would probably, if, that manager's not experiencing, like not benefiting from being a manager and I guess managing all the other people, then definitely like reach out to another manager or like that person's higher up. I think some people have the fear of like, I guess, searching for help to help themselves. So I think actively, like I think people should do that more. But yeah, as you said, it is unavoidable, and you can only do so much, and you should focus on yourself. But it comes in waves, right?
Yeah,
it
true,
really
true.
does. So yeah.
And it's different for every single person as well.
For sure.
All right. We'll move on to the concluding question.
Yes.
So, how would you help someone in need of self-care?
Well, I think first of all, take a step back, evaluate your situation. Like, why are you feeling this sort of way?
Yeah,
And
kind
then
of,
go
like,
from
drill down.
there.
Yeah, drill down to
Yeah.
like what is making you feel this way, and I guess not look at different avenues, but look at what like different ways that you can kind of process and
Like, what are you currently enjoying that's allowing you to relax and maybe do more of it? or like
Or try something new.
try something new. Yeah,
Try
definitely.
something new as
definitely,
well.
yeah.
Again, sorry, I'm tangenting in a concluding question.
That's
but do you think we have a right to, like, how do you call it?
All right. Okay.
No, it's how do we? Sorry.
Sorry.
Do you think we should like interrupt someone's life if they are clearly not
Oh
caring
yes,
about themselves?
I think you should mention it to them, but not interrupt.
If they're your friend and you care about that person's well-being and how
And they
they
know that
are,
you're coming from a good place.
and that yes, I think your friend should always think that you're always coming from a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
hang on. But this might be a touchy. But like, let's say your friend is gaining a lot of weight.
Yes,
Would you mention it to them?
I probably would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Probably
I
would?
would. I would. I think I would. Obviously, put it in a nice way, but
Oh.
I think it depends. I think it depends if that.
What if they're just in a
person-
happy relationship?
Who we're talking about here?
I would
Anyways, alright.
probably joke about it. I'd probably joke about it, like as a like friendly, but then I'd be like, see their reaction, to
Snowball
see-
it
yeah,
and
to
see
see
it.
how they,
Test the waters.
yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I wouldn't directly tell them because I wouldn't want them to be hurt by it.
What about you? What would you do? Or would you even mention it to them if,
Oh,
if a
like
friend is
there's-
gaining a lot of weight?
Not like okay, maybe yeah, I actually would. Like think about it because there are with me like have the savior complex
Okay.
that we talked about.
Yeah.
I would intervene. I mean like, hey, this is not something like okay.
Oh, really? You'd say
Deal.
like that? No, I would be like, oh, like I'm probably say something along the lines of, oh, like you recently, like
Yeah,
feel like you haven't
yeah.
been like exercising
Yeah.
a lot, or like you.
Oh, I'll
I
give him
gain
like
a
a
lot of
hand
weight.
like as well. It's like, oh, do you want to go work out, do something physical?
like subtle things like
Like
that.
manipulation, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it really depends if they're aware
Yeah.
or if they want to change it.
Yeah, because if they don't want to change it, and they'll feel attacked.
Yeah.
as well sometimes.
Oh,
right?
I don't think I'd bring it up to them unless they bring it up first.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, that makes
That
sense.
is also a good point
That's a good
because you
point.
can't interpret.
Yeah,
That was a good
I
point.
wouldn't-
Damn. You would on that one. You would on that one. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can also leave this on. But
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
wouldn't.
Damn.
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't
I was
just
supposed to-
outright say it. No.
Yeah.
Only if they would bring it up. Then I'd be like, oh, maybe.
But yeah, on the point. Anyways, back to the actual original point.
yeah.
How would you help someone in need of self-care? Yeah, like I said, like first I'll get my own stuff together first before I could say anything, because it wouldn't look from a good place if I don't have my stuff together and judging someone else. Right?
Okay.
But what if they came to you for help?
yeah.
Then I'll
Like
give
it's
them
not-
help.
yeah, okay, okay.
If it's clearly asked, then you'll
Yeah.
give them.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's also people who ask and you give their advice
And they don't listen.
and they don't listen, they go somewhere else. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then they hear it from someone else,
Yeah.
and it's the exact same advice that you did, and then they do it, and I'm like, what was the point of that?
I feel like Luke
Anyways,
has hit a spot.
sorry, I hit a slot. You hit it up.
Maybe they just needed like double reassurance.
Yeah.
Like you know how you go to you go to a second doctor for a second opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Luke's like,
Anyway, that's another topic. Okay, it's triggering now. All right. We'll probably leave it for another episode.
yeah.
Thank you guys for listening today. This is Casual Corner Chats. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you liked the episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
You can listen to us weekly on Spotify or watch us on YouTube.
If you're interested in more content, check out our Instagram and TikTok.
Comment on any of our platforms if you have a question or a topic that you want us to cover.
See you guys next time.
Bye.